Hello everybody, RoyalRapids here, and welcome to a new type of video here on the channel. Now typically, I've been doing, hardcore Nuzlocke solo runs and any kind of Pokemon challenge run of that sort. But this time is the first time I've taken on in a 100-hour challenge. Thank you to YouTubers such as Papa C and Indutro for coming up with this topic, and I decided I would be the first one to do it on Pokemon FIRERED. Now, these games aren't known as the most content-filled in the series, but I feel like I can milk some, type of 100-hour video out of this, but without further ado, here we go. Now, I'm not going to show every capture, I just show the first few to show you what I'm going to be doing in between gyms, but I will show every gym battle, because why not? Bulbasaur absolutely eviscerates Brock's entire team, earning us the first Kanto gym badge, allowing us to evolve our Ivysaur, pick up the Dome Fossil, because I don't care about no Lord Helix, pick up a quick antidote, and head into Cerulean City to take on our rival Green. Yes, I know he's normally known as Blue, but Green was one of the default options, and I genuinely did not care. We're able to solo his entire team with Ivysaur, thanks to being super over-leveled. Gotta love soloing the game with your starter. I managed to one ball an Aber, which I think was pretty cool, as we head up to Bill's house to free him from his Clefairy prison. I never really understood why they put that in the game, but whatever. Once again, we have the grass starter, so Misty's an absolute joke. 2 Razor Leafs get the job done, and with just an Ivysaur, we have 2 gym badges. I'm able to Repel Trick out a level 31 Doug Trio, which is going to give us a second team member to use against Lieutenant Surge, and the upcoming rival fight as well. It's always good to get someone else to deal damage besides your starter, especially in a run like this, where I'm not going to do any challenge particularly. As you can see, we're much higher level than his Pokemon. Our Ivysaur has a 10 to 12 level advantage over most of his team, and we're able to take out both his Pidgeotto and Kadabra without much issue. Unfortunately, Charmeleon finishes the job, but we have a supercharged Doug Trio in the back, which takes out his Charmeleon and murders his Raticate, allowing us to defeat him and rub the captain's back weirdly to pick up the HM for cut. Without further ado, it's time for Lieutenant Surge, whose Voltorb somehow hangs onto a Razor Leaf, but one more high roll takes him out. Pikachu goes down in a single Razor Leaf, but this Raichu is super annoying. It lives to paralyze and use Double Team. Fortunately, Doug Trio don't care about no Double Team. He downs the Raichu, and Ivysaur evolves into Venusaur. I decided to do a quick in-game trade here to pick up Mimey and the Mr. Mime before heading to Lavender Tower to absolutely kill my rival's team with our Venusaur's newly acquired Hidden Power Rock. 3 of his team members are weak to Rock, and the other 2 don't have great physical defense, so a few Hidden Power Rocks later, and we have killed Green. After heading over to my PC, I realized we have a lot of unevolved stone evolution. Since we're in Celadon City, we have access to the Leaf, Fire, Water, and Thunder stones, allowing us to evolve any Pokemon that needs one of those stones. I managed to wipe to this Snorlax here, which I find really funny considering the fact that it's level 30 and our Venusaur is level 48. Neither Venusaur nor Doug Trio is able to do anything, and it breaks out of every single Pokeball we throw at it, meaning that we fail this capture. But luckily for us, there is another Snorlax. We managed to capture it rather easily, adding it to the Dex total. Since we have enough Pokemon on the Dex, we talked to one of Professor Oak's aides, and he gives us the item finder, which can be pretty cool, as well as on the route where we caught the Snorlax to pick up a Super Rod. I try my hand at the Safari Zone, but unfortunately flub a Chansey encounter, which sucks because Chansey is like stupidly rare. But we move on, pick up the HM for Surf, and look at our boxes, realizing we filled over a box, which is pretty good for this point in the game. Only 5 badges in, and we have quite a lot of Pokemon in reserve already. I decided to switch out Doug Trio for Snorlax due to the special bulk that he'll offer before taking on Gym Leader Koga. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this one. Venusaur is level 53, and he absolutely annihilates Koga's team with a few returns. 1 for Coughing, 2 for Wheezing and Muck, and we get ourselves the 5th Kanto Gym Badge before heading to the Power Plant to catch our first Legendary, Zapdos. Now we're lucky enough to have a status move in Sleep Powder, so we're able to continuously put him to sleep, as well as Snorlax having Yawn, and although this takes quite a while, I sped this up for you guys, and after a long war of attrition, and even having to send in a Meowths, we managed to capture ourselves the legendary bird Pokemon Zapdos before taking on our rival Green once again. A Hidden Power Rock does big damage to Pidgeot, bring in Execute, and I decided, you know what, let's give Zapdos a spin. He may have gotten paralyzed, but he's able to get a Drill Peck, one-shotting the Execute, bringing in Alakazam. Alakazam has pretty poor physical defense, so we can finally hit a Drill Peck, we take him out. For some reason, I stupidly like to go for Drill Peck against the Gyarados, but it being 4 times weak to Electric, and same thing with Charizard here. But our good buddy Venusaur was able to come in and finish the job with a Hidden Power Rock. After picking up the Gift Lapras after defeating Green, we're able to take on our good friend Giovanni once again. And Giovanni at this point leads off with a Nidorino, but unfortunately for him, we have a level 55 Venusaur, which is I believe 14 levels higher than his ace Nidoqueen. We take out Nidoqueen and Kangaskhan with a few returns leading into Rhyhorn, who obviously goes out in a single 4-time super effective Razor Leaf, and now ourselves the good old Master Ball from the Silphco CEO. After absolutely killing this man out here in the fighting dojos, first Sabrina and now me, we get ourselves a Hitmonchan to add to the Dex total. I usually go with Hitmonlee, so I had to mix it up here. I'm not going to use it either way. And yeah, once again, more destruction as Zapdos manages to one-shot all of Sabrina's psychic types. So both the Fighting Dojo and Sabrina herself have been absolutely destroyed. And it's legendary time once again. We paralyze the Articuno, and due to Snorlax's immense special bulk and thick fat ability, we managed to hang on for a hell of a long time here against Articuno. Despite it not wanting to get into the ball, we get it in the last Ultra Ball we have, getting our second legendary bird, leading into the Blaine fight. Now, obviously, Articuno's not going to be all too useful here. It's just an Ice type against a Fire type gym. But hey, the other legendary bird Zapdos is. It manages to Shockwave and Drill Peck its way to victory, earning the 7th Kanto Gym badge, and leading into our good friend Bill, who invites us to visit the Sevi Islands. In a challenge run, I'd say no, but hey, we got 100 hours to kill, so why the hell not? Bill introduces us to his good friend Celio here, and Celio wants us to do a favor for him on 2 Island by going to the game corner. We cannot leave the Sevi Islands at all until we do said event, so we head to the game corner, and we realize we have to catch a kidnapped girl here, who's kidnapped by a pedophilic Hypno. I found this part of the game extremely strange, but I needed a Hypno for the Dex total anyway, so I threw a few Great Balls at it, add it to the Dex total, and to capture Lostel and bring her back to her father safe and sound, before realizing, hey, we've now completed 2 entire boxes before even finishing the game. Cannot complain. We report back to Celio, and he allows us to sail back to Cinnabar Island, and I realized I really need money. So I sent out a Persian to absolutely kill all the Pidgeys and Rattata on Route 1 using Payday before deciding to head back to Cinnabar and revive our good friend Kabuto from the fossil we got much earlier in the game, and giving us a Pokemon that's going to take a very long time to level up. Without further ado, though, we head back to the Sevi Islands with the money we got from using Payday with Persian and use it to buy Ultra Balls to catch Moltres. Now, this takes a hell of a long time. I have this in literally like 5 times speed, plus the emulator speed up. But once again, thanks to Snorlax's stupidly high bulk, despite being 19 levels lower, we tank long enough to catch Moltres and take on our good friend Giovanni. Now, Giovanni leads with 2 Rhyhorns, who go down to 2 4-time super effective Razor Leafs. Dugtrio goes down to a single 2-time super effective Razor Leaf, and Nidoking goes down to 2 neutral base 102 power returns. Nidoking takes big damage from return. Giovanni prolongs the inevitable, but Venusaur completes the sweep, earning us our 8th and final Kanto Gym badge, leading in to the second to last showdown with our good buddy Green, who leads with Pidgeot. A single Shockwave annihilates him, leading into Rhyhorn. Of course, Rhyhorn goes down to a Razor Leaf. In comes Alakazam. Alakazam's poor physical bulk allows it to go down in 2 Hidden Power Rock, leading into Charizard. Stupidly enough, I didn't go for the 4-time super effective Hidden Power Rock, but our good friend Zapdos can't even take him out, allowing us to come in and hit a return randomly for the KO. Execute, not necessarily strong, tries to go for Solar Beam, but we one-shot it with return, leading into Gyarados, which between return and Hidden Power Rock gets the KO and the win over Green. After proving we have all 8 gym badges, we enter Victory Road before making it to the Pokemon League, where we heal up our Pokemon, look through our team one last time. It's just the 3 legendary birds and Venusaur, with Lapras and Sheding, the Farfetch'd here for moral support. As we enter the Pokemon League, we start with the Elite Four Lorelei, who should be easily handled by Zapdos, considering she's basically a water-type trainer, because most quote-unquote ice types in Gen 1 are just water types, which means that they take hail damage, which is really useful for us. Slowbro goes down in a few shockwaves, but Zapdos, as bulky as it is, manages to hang on and take out the Zapdos with a Ice Beam. There's a big chunk of damage to Venusaur too before Jinx comes in, and Jinx, not the best physical defense Pokemon in the world, so a return brings it super low, but it manages to hang on twice at that before another return gets the job done. Unfortunately for Cloyster, he has no special defense and goes down in a single Razor Leaf, leading to Elite Four Bruno. Now Bruno, always a fraud, leads with Onix. Razor Leaf, dead. In comes Hitmonchan. A Razor Leaf is a little less than a third, and we managed to take it out with a few more Razor Leaves, but we're only at about half health. A Mega Kick does pretty big damage, leaving Venusaur down at 5 HP, allowing him to take out the Onix. Go to level 66, but inevitably have to switch out against Machamp. I bring in Articuno here, who sucks 99% of the time, but Machamp somehow manages to be not all too good, managing to take a good chunk of damage before going down to a cross chop. In comes Moltres, who also sucks, and goes down in a single Rock Tomb, leading to Zapdos. Zapdos, the only good legendary bird, hits a couple shockwaves in Machamp's face, earning us the victory over Bruno. That was much harder than it needed to be. Up third is Agatha, the Ghost-type user, aka the Poison-type user, because this is Gen 1, and she leads with a Gengar, who takes pretty big damage from a Hidden Power Rock, gets into the red before going for a double team. Venusaur don't care about no double team, hitting it big and forcing it to switch. Haunter goes down to 2 Hidden Power Rocks, where Golbat takes a little more than half from a Hidden Power Rock. Confuses Venusaur, who also doesn't care about no confusion, and takes it out. In comes Gengar, who manages to Hypnosis and Nightmare our good friend Venusaur before we bring in Moltres. Moltres takes big damage from 2 Sludges and does nothing with a Fly, before being put to sleep and hit with a few Sludge Bombs to get the KO. In comes a useless Articuno, who I accidentally missed, and realized I can't do anything because I'm asleep. Zapdos, once again, the only useful one, comes in and takes down the Gengar with a Drill Peck, as well as a second Gengar, just leaving Arbok, who goes down in a few Drill Pecks after sludging and poisoning Zapdos. Ultimately for us though, we get the KO with 14 HP and move on to the quote-unquote Dragon Trainer, aka Flying Trainer. Well, I guess that's more in Gen 2, Lance. In comes Gyarados, a Shockwave gets the job done, obviously it's 4 times effective. And Ancient Power gives Aerodactyl the Omni boost, but we paralyze it, bringing it below half, but unfortunately going down to a second Ancient Power. Articuno is able to come in and nail an Ice Beam, which takes out both Aerodactyl and Dragonair, as well as the second Dragonair. Articuno's only useful moment comes here as it brings Dragonite low, tanks a Hyper Beam, and finishes out the Dragonite with one final Ice Beam. Rare usefulness from our good friend Articuno. Last but not least, it's time to take on our good friend here, Green. Pidgeot survives a Shockwave in the red before switching into Rhydon, who's obviously immune to it. We bring in Venusaur, and Venusaur does what it does best, one-shotting rocking ground types with Razor Leaf. Alakazam takes a little less than half from Razor Leaf before being taken down in 2 more, bringing in Pidgeot. I decided to go for Razor Leaf here instead of Hidden Power for some reason, and then switch to Articuno. Articuno hits a super effective Ice Beam, which doesn't even kill the Pidgeot, but one more gets the job done, leading to Articuno. I allowed to let Articuno to go down here to get a free switch into Zapdos, who hits a super effective Shockwave, which brings Charizard below half. However, its Berry brings it above half, allowing it to live a few more Shockwaves before finally going down, leaving Executor for that matter. 2 Drill Packs finish the job. We do not learn Charge, and in comes Gyarados to go down to a single quad times effective Shockwave, getting us the win over Green and becoming the champion of the Kanto League. Now, in a hardcore Nuzlocke, this would be the end, but we're only roughly 35 hours in, as you can see on screen, or 25 hours for that matter, so this was just the beginning. I decided to go through my box and evolve more Pokemon that we were able to evolve right now using evolutionary stones or quick leveling up. And we talked to Professor Oak, who checks our deck, sees we have enough Pokemon, and allows us to visit the newer islands on the Sevi Islands, Islands 4, 5, 6, and 7. So without further ado, we're going to start heading into the good old-fashioned post-game. I really miss when Pokemon games had that, not hidden behind DLC, but hey, what can you do, right? After meeting up with our good buddy Celio once again, he decides to send us on a fetch quest, allowing us to get 2 crucial items, the Ruby and the Sapphire. I'm sure no one out here can guess what that means. I really wonder what those are referring to. After picking up the Ruby, we give it to Celio, and he says, hey bruh, you must be getting that Sapphire, and he gives us the Rainbow Pass, which allows us to access the other islands on the Sevi Islands, before running into our good buddy Green once again. We run into a woman here named Selfie, who has 2 level 49 Persians, and I'm just leaving this in, because this is such a bizarre, turn of events here. I really don't know. I never knew this was in the game. She said she wants to see an Execute, which we had from our time in the Safari Zone, and we show it to her. She told us just to get out of her house. When we don't get out of our house, she summons a butler out of thin air, who comes and gives us a big pearl, which we can sell. Very bizarre event. We meet this weirdo outside of this place here. I don't remember the FIRERED post-game at all, because I haven't played this game's post-game in 5 years. But we're fighting the Trainer Tower here on 7 Island. I'll be back here later. I was just checking it out. I never had actually been in here before. Before dancing the Chansey dance, another thing I didn't know was in the game, but hey, I healed up our Pokemon and we were kind of low health, so I'll take it. And over here on one island, as I was running around, I don't exactly remember what I was trying to do, we run into a shiny Spearow, the second time we run into a shiny on the channel. Peep the FIRERED with only Sneasel challenge, please. It has no views. If you're watching this and you haven't watched that, go watch it. That's pretty cool that we get a shiny Spearow, who, hey, that was a challenge I was looking to do in this, try to find a shiny Pokemon if I had spare time, and I did it well before the spare time happened. We're able to catch a Heracross here, which, for a relatively inconsequential event, which is going to end up netting us a Nest Ball. But just watch out for that Nest Ball in a little bit. After we show this lady a Heracross, she measures it and gives us a Nest Ball. Now, might not seem like much now, but you'll see in a minute. After heading over to the Icefall Cave, we team up with Lorelei and take on a few Rocket Grunts who are, stupidly low-leveled. And a few Shockwaves from our good buddy Zapdos. Take out the 2 Zubats and a Golbat, earning us the victory and allowing us to open up a few more areas in the game. After they run back to the Rocket Warehouse, we head over to the Dotted Hole, which I now learned what it was, and we have to cut the door open, which I found kind of cool. At the bottom of the Dotted Hole, we found the Sapphire, but our good friend Gideon here, a random character introduced only in this game, picks it up and runs over to the Rocket Warehouse, which we have to chase him down, get the 2 passwords, and take on the Team Rocket admin, which I think is supposed to be Petrol or Archer, one of the 2 from the Generation 2 games. Regardless, he manages to take down our Zapdos somehow, and we bring in our useless friend here, Moltres, who learns no fire moves and goes down in a single crunch. Our return takes care of the Houndoom, though, defeating our good friend the Rocket admin and allowing us to take on Gideon, who has an absolutely terrible team. He's super low leveled and he has bad Pokemon too, so Venusaur, who's a nice level 69, manages to absolutely eviscerate his team with returns. Normal type moves beating up steel types to earn us a Sapphire, giving it to Celio, and completing the post-game quest of Pokemon FIRERED. It was short, but it was sweet. But one thing it does allow us to do is access Cerulean Cave, which houses the best friend of all, Mewtwo. We paralyze him, which he can't break out of just like sleep, but unfortunately for us, he has Recover. Now, Recover is quite annoying because it allows him to heal. Him being a wild Pokemon, he uses moves at random though, so we get lucky sometimes and he uses Swift over and over again. But if he hits Psychic, he pretty much comes close to one-shotting most of our team, and if he hits recover, he recovers the hard-earned damage we did to him. After quite a lot of Ultra Balls thrown at him, I eventually decide, you know what, man? Whatever. We have to start doing damage to him again because we're not getting him at full health. After hitting a few returns and praying not to get a crit, we toss a few more Ultra Balls at him, which, as you can tell, this is probably pretty boring at this point. So I toss a Nest Ball, and it works. I swear to God, something like this happens in like every Pokemon game where you just throw a random ball at a legendary. I swear to God, it always works. After getting Articuno the hell off the team because it's the most useless Pokemon of all time, we use our super special Game Boy Advance that allows us to buy the Mystic ticket and Aurora ticket, which allows us to access places such as Birth Island and Naval Rock. If you were around for YouTube in 2007, you saw a lot of fake tutorials about how to get to Naval Rock. First off, though, we head to Birth Island and take on Deoxys, who's only level 30. And since he's level 30, he's not particularly hard to catch. We send in Lapras, who's able to do some damage to him before going down to a superpower. Now, this Deoxys, like I said, nothing super special. Since it's only level 30 and doesn't have a ridiculously high catch rate to begin with, a few Ultra Balls get the job done and add it to our legendary collection. Next up, though, is Naval Rock, which is going to be a hell of a lot harder. First up, we take on Ho-Oh, who's level 70 and has access to Recover, which is kind of annoying. So we just basically toss Ultra Balls at it until we get it, while doing damage intermediately in between. Luckily, though, we have Mewtwo, who also has a Recover, and is able to take hits from it pretty well. It also has Swift and Recover, just like Mewtwo. Wow. It's almost like they're twins. We get it super low on the red and get some paralysis luck. Eventually, through tossing a billion Ultra Balls at it, and even having to bring Venusaur in and hitting a hidden power in its face, we take it down and capture it. Bringing in Lugia, who luckily goes much easier this time. We're able just to Shockwave it, paralyze it, and just toss Ultra Balls at it. And within a few Ultra Balls, we get the job done, adding Lugia to the squad. Now, at this point, we have almost captured every single legendary in the game, just leaving one final legendary, and that one being Entei. Entei is a roamer, so we bring in Persian, who's the only one low-leveled enough to repel trick it out, and we toss our Master Ball at Entei, completing the legendary side quest of Pokemon Fire Red. We evolve our shiny Spearow into a Fearow before heading up to go to Professor Oak's aid to pick up the EXP share. And yeah, we had to take on the Elite Four rematches, which are much harder this time, but luckily we have Mewtwo on our side now. Between Zapdos, Mewtwo, Ho-Oh, Lugia, and Venusaur, we're able to pretty effectively take out the Elite Four members. Now I want to take this time to ask you guys, if you guys like this content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I don't really like to ask that, but hey, in the videos that I have asked people to leave a like and subscribe, they have much better viewer retention, higher comments, higher like totals, and overall perform better. So, although it's not necessarily something I like to do, if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it, and I'm not necessarily opposed to doing different things in the future. So if you guys have any suggestions for any games or challenges I can do, I would prefer to stick to Pokemon, but I wouldn't mind playing, any Mario games or Minecraft or something. Anything I'm familiar with, I would definitely not be opposed to doing a challenge run in. So like I said, if you guys would like to leave suggestions, I would love that. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, even leave a dislike if you don't like the video. Just viewer interaction is huge with me, and I really would like it. If you guys could let me know what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, so that I can look forward to improving that in the future. So, anyways, back to the task at hand. We're taking on Lance, and good old Mewtwo has Blizzard, as well as Thunderbolt, which allows us to absolutely destroy Lance, leading into the final rematch with our good friend Green. We get a bunch of level ups there, as we're EXP sharing a low-level Pokemon. Mewtwo's an absolute beast. Unfortunately, he goes down here to Tyranitar. Despite hitting two 75% accuracy Blizzards, a couple of Razor Leafs finishes the job, though. Executor goes down in a few returns, thanks to Sandstorm leading into Charizard. Zapdos comes in, hits a couple Shockwaves in Charizard's face, as well as one-shotting the Gyarados, getting us the win over Green in the rematch. Now, we end up doing the Elite Four literally like 100,000 times. I got to the point where we could end up soloing it with Mewtwo and just basically getting him a really good moveset of Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Psychic, and Recover, as we level up a ton of different Pokemon before starting to take a break, taking our Ditto out of the PC, and getting some much-needed eggs such as Eevee and Tyrogue, which allow us to potentially complete the Kanto Pokedex. After hashing ourselves the Eevee and the Tyrogue, we run up Cycling Road, hatch the eggs, and decide to finish our Safari Zone encounters. Finally getting some clutch catches such as Chansey as well as Tauros, both 1% encounters in their respective areas. After grinding through the Elite Four a million more times, we finally evolved in Dragonair into a Dragonite at level 55. Decided to clean up some more in-game trades, such as getting ourselves a Lickitung, as well as a Jinx, trading over a Poliwhirl for that Jinx. And spending all of our money at the Game Core, after running through the Elite Four a billion times, to buy ourselves a Porygon, and last but not least, get the Old Amber and revive ourselves an Aerodactyl, which gets us the exact amount of Kanto Pokemon we can get in one copy of Pokemon Fire Red. Now I'm going to scroll through here and show you guys the Pokedex here. I mean, you can tell me if there were any I missed. I believe as outside of version exclusives, I got every single obtainable Pokemon in this game. I put on the Pokemon randomizer, do impossible evolutions so that I can do things like Alakazam, Machamp, and Gengar through level up. and I think I got every single one outside of obviously version exclusives. So I would thank you guys if you could check that, but I have 129 Pokemon is the max. After taking on our good friend Lance here in the Elite Four, once again, our Mewtwo hits level 100, another goal I wanted to reach, grinding a Pokemon to level 100. And our Mewtwo is the first one to do so, as he runs through the Elite Four for the 1,000,000th time. Good job, Mewtwo, with his beastly 356 special attack and his wonderful moveset of Thunderbolt, Recover, Ice Beam, and Psychic, which was able to literally one-shot the Elite Four. Speaking of one-shotting, we went to the Trainer Tower, which I've literally never done before. I didn't even know this place existed, to be honest with you. And we just run through it with Mewtwo, because why the hell not? Good old Mewtwo. Stronger than anything in here. They're all level 100. There's some weak Pokemon, as you saw with Execute there, and we're allowed to use items to heal ourselves in between battle. So in between Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Psychic, we're able to have something that'll either at least two-shot all the Pokemon, if not one-shot them all. This Politoed here actually gave us some trouble, but even though we got low, it didn't really end up mattering. This one had a shiny Meowth, which I thought was pretty cool, and he had a Chansey, which was taking our special hits like a boss. We bring in Venusaur, hit a good old Earthquake, and take it out. Last but not least, trainer was a Togepi, which was kind of stupid, and also a Snorlax, which has crazy special bulk as well. I managed to take down both our Venusaur and our Zapdos. It rests against Ho-Oh, and we're able to safely get in Mewtwo and take it out a few more times, earning us the victory over the Trainer Tower. I thought I was going to have to fight this guy, but we don't. He's like, oh, whatever, you get an upgrade, which I can't really use to evolve Porygon yet. And without further ado, I'd like to take on the Elite Four one final time, take out our good friend Blue, or Green for that matter, one final time, and register ourselves into the Hall of Fame with unfortunately 95 hours. I just ran out of things to do, but that's as close to 100 hours as I'm going to get, and I really want to thank you guys for watching. This video was probably one of my favorite ones to make, because I finally got to just sit back and have fun with a Pokemon game, rather than just thinking, oh, I got to complete the challenge, I got to do damage cuts, I got to do this, I got to do that. Regardless, I enjoyed it, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said earlier, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.